Good morning, Shanti. Welcome.
Good morning.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, good morning.
Good morning, Shanti.
Om Shanti, good morning.
Om Shanti, good morning.
Shanti. Good morning. So hope everyone is doing great. Today, the thought was to explore the subject and experience being master of the mind. We had been discussing on these thoughts of how we, the spiritual beings, the souls, are really the masters of our mind. But when we forget that we are masters, we begin to live a life of slavery. The life of a master is lived in complete security, whereas the life of a slave is lived in fear, lived in a fear of losing something. Life of a slave is somewhere a life of bondage, whereas life of a master is completely free. So being master of the mind, and it's not like a arrogant master, but a very caring, loving master, like a parent to my mind. Mind is a word that is used very often. But what exactly is mind? Just like we have our physical organs, right? We have our hands and, as a part of the body, and I can reach out, do tasks with my hands, with my organs. In the same way, soul is gifted with this subtle power of the mind. Through mind, I am able to reach out through thoughts. Mind is the faculty to think, to feel. In science, they say that they have observed that if I am observing somebody, then they somehow are able to understand that someone is observing me. So through mind, we're actually able to tangibly reach out to different souls in the world. And so in mind, I also feel happiness, but that mind can also become a means to give sorrow to the soul. So how to develop this beautiful relationship with our mind is something that we will try and explore today. The slide visible?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So being a master of the mind. It's like just like this yogi is shown sitting comfortably on the seat. It's kind of represents the awakened soul sitting on the seat. of self-respect. So when I have respect for the self, then I am on my seat. And when I am on my seat, then I am naturally a master of my mind. So all the master needs to do is just to sit, just to sit. And so meditation is nothing but an act of just sitting, stabilizing. So I just sit on my seat, on my eternal seat. We see the throne. In Hindi, the word is takht. Sometimes in Gurbani, they say Akal Takht, which means the immortal throne of the soul. So in that state of being a master, the soul is very naturally sitting on the throne and enjoying a coffee, but being a master of the mind. So let's try and delve deep into this subject. So through mind, we're actually seeing reality. Says the reality you see right now is the reality you hold in your mind. It can be changed at any time. So it's not like I'm living in a real world and I'm witnessing a real world. But reality is in my mind. The reality I see, I experience is what I hold in my mind. And the very act of just choosing to look at what I want to look at, it changes the reality. It can be changed at any time. This morning we were studying this whole aspect of how to be completely pure, transparent in our thinking, in our being. When I hold that truth, that purity in my mind, then that is my real experience. Then naturally, I will look at everyone through that lens. Then it would, in that state of mind, it would be difficult to notice anything wrong in anyone. Anything wrong in even the state of the world. Anything wrong. It's like anything negative, I wouldn't notice. And when the lens of that state of mind is contaminated, then that experience of reality is also contaminated. So if I hold illusion in my mind, I will see illusion. If I hold the truth in my mind, I will see the truth. So the reality that I see depends on what I hold in my mind. And that's why I'm saying spiritual knowledge is all about, every day we are training the mind to hold the truth. Because when I develop that muscle to keep on holding the truth, then automatically I experience the reality of truth. And that vibration is then experienced by others as well. So all it needs is this little attention to just hold, to hold. Not to let it go, not to let it drain away. This whole aspect of holding, in Hindi we call it dharana. धारण करना, to hold. Sometimes it feels easy to hold on to heaviness of the drama of life, to hold on to some baggage of the past or some anxiety of the future or someone's defects. So that's why it's so important not to hold on to it. Like yesterday, you're having this beautiful session where Brother Dan was sharing how even if I feel I'm going into noticing someone's sanskars, it's like I can feel that now a ball of waste thoughts is coming towards me. I just have to retract at that time so that the mind doesn't engage to that energy. So what I hold is good wishes. What I hold is feelings of mercy. What I hold is God's love. What I hold is my true nature. They say life is a balance between holding on and letting go. What I choose to hold on versus what I choose to let go depends on me, my choice. And in letting go of the waste or letting go of the unnecessary, letting go of the illusion automatically allows me to hold on to the real, the truth. There's a very nice little clip on how mind shapes the reality. So we'll just watch that little clip together.
This life is not a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely and well. It is to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride." It is the greatest journey you'll ever be on. At the end, you'll look back and realize that there is no ultimate purpose. There is no end goal. That life is a continuous dance where you do not arrive at a particular place on the floor, but to enjoy every step of the way. The world is a looking glass. It gives back to every man a true reflection of his own thoughts. We live in a world created by our own thoughts. This reality is our illusion. There is no reality but a reality created within ourselves. If we want to change our experience, we need to change the world. If we want to change the world, it starts with changing of our own minds. This universe is a masterpiece of abundance, and we are the designers, the artists. Rule your mind, or it will rule you. there's no point living for the future if you do not know how to live now. This moment is all you truly have, because happiness is not a destination, but a way of life. It is not at another place, but this place. It is not for another hour, but this hour. The power for creating a better future is contained in the present moment. You create a good future by creating a good present. So do not worry, do not complain. Accept things as they are, let things go. Make the present moment the focus of your life.
And other people have remembered, and they come back to us and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride.
Don't let your mind take control. Think simply, live simply. There is nothing in this world that can trouble you as much as your own thoughts. Overthinking is a misuse of your imagination. It will create problems that weren't even there. Do not worry, do not stress. And lastly, remember that life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. No one said it's going to be easy. Trust in the universe and surrender to it. Let it go. This journey is yours and yours alone. Have faith in the universe.
So we let go and let it flow. It's just everything, the reality is within my thoughts. So all I need to, and all that I have control over is my thoughts, my mind. So I choose what I hold in my mind. Other things I just allow them to come and go, but I don't hold them. I hold my reality, my eternal reality in my mind. This gift of the mind is very valuable, very sacred. And something which is sacred is a gift from the divine. And it is for us to make the best use of. When we look into how mind works and how the reality is created, in science there is a term for it. It's called the observer effect. The observer effect, which says that there is no absolute out there unless there is mind in here that perceives it. The observer effect says that there is no reality until that reality is perceived. This profound insight tells us that we alter every object in the world simply by paying attention to it. And what is out there depends on what we choose to look for. This was the birth of quantum physics. Let's say in quantum physics, there is a famous problem. They say the duality of the nature of light. So light, generally, physicists say it can behave either as particles or waves. But the very act of observing in the quantum space, it changes the nature of light. So if the light is more acting like waves, but if I observe the light, it suddenly becomes particle. And that is a famous measurement problem. They say how an observer is able to change as a direct impact. And that's what led scientists to then understand and try and get deeper into this whole aspect of universe and what is real and what is not, because observer is changing it. It all depends on my perception. So that's why they say that everything is unreal, but if something which is unreal is accepted by everyone, it becomes real. And that's why we know that this whole perspective allows me to view my life, to view this drama of life, this play of life as a play, as a movie, as a three-dimensional animation, cartoon show going in front of me. And I am an actor, and I am an architect. I am a designer of my thoughts, of my life. So I'm proactively creating my life. So life is lived in this moment. I'm creating my life by just being naturally awake, caring for my mind, caring for my thoughts, living in truth. When we talk about God, we say, what does God do? What does God do? We say, God observes. God observes. God observes the best in everyone. That's the vision of God. He observes the best in everything, in everyone. The reality behind the illusion. That's what God sees. And that's why when we feel God's presence, in our moments of silence and meditation, we begin to automatically absorb His mind. Sometimes we also hear words like, don't let the eyes deceive you. Don't let the senses deceive you. That's also about what I choose to observe through these eyes. The choice is with me, the spiritual being. And that's why we say, mind your senses, sense your mind. Mind your senses, sense your mind. So if I am not sensing my mind, means if I'm not sensing the real me, the reality within me, then the senses are using the mind. That's why it's said in the clip also, rule your mind or it will rule you. So an awake soul is sensing the mind, is in touch with reality. Is in touch with reality. And that's why it can then mind the senses. Just use the senses rather than the senses using the mind. When senses are using the mind, we then call it a slave consciousness, or we can call it body consciousness. But when the mind is using the senses, that is the real, we say, soul consciousness, master consciousness. So it's like whatever these physical organs are, but inside the brain, they have an associated region where there is a region for sight, there is a region for smell, there is a region for taste, hearing, everything, touch. And that's why, some people, if they have an injury in the mind, they may lose their eyesight. Why? Because that part of the brain gets deactivated. And so all these senses are somewhere linked with the brain. And the mind is actually the soul. The mind is using the brain. And that's when awake soul is able to just use the senses, not being used by the senses. They say brain is like a prediction engine. So we are constantly predicting the reality. It's like a guesswork that is happening. That's why they say life is lived inside out. Means my beliefs, my faith, my perceptions allow me to experience reality in a certain way. These sensory organs are just information, data. So I get some data which then gets processed through the eyes, through the lens, through the optical nerve, and then the brain processes it. If you look at all the colors, what are colors? Colors are just these reflections of different wavelengths of light, and then they interact with the brain, and the brain forms an image. And I feel it is real, but it's just a mechanism at work. And so my reality is defined, governed, facilitated, guided by how I choose to perceive that information, how I choose to perceive, and the soul plays the role in perceiving that information. That's when awake soul is easily able to mind the senses. There's a very nice little clip on this whole aspect where how in science they, through a lot of studies, they have come to this conclusion of how the brain works and how it actually actively creates the reality that we then experience. So just watch a clip for a few minutes. It's like we're actively creating our reality rather than perceiving from an external influence. I'm actually creating it based on my perceptions that I hold. And so what do I choose to hold? And how do I change it? In a very easy, simple shift. And we call it the shift from the visible to the invisible. Shift from the physical to the subtle. So we call mind your reality. Means create your reality. Change the invisible, and the visible will follow. Just like roots are invisible. But anything on that invisible plane will impact the tree. Change the invisible and the visible will follow. So I change. Mastering the mind is like changing the invisible. I'm able to change my deep sense of the self. To be able to live in the truth, the reality. And then the visible experience follows. Mind your reality. Generally, we use two words. We say roots and wings. As are my roots, so are my wings. So when my roots, the invisible, is strong, is grounded, then the wings, through the wings, I'm able to fly. That's why dharana, or inculcation of truth, of purity, then allows the soul to be like an angel, to fly. Like this morning we were hearing the word double light means to fly. It all begins in the mind. And that's why we practice in meditation a bodiless mind. A bodiless mind. A mind that is not just working based on the sensory impulses, but is working on the basis of experiencing the truth. A bodiless mind. That's why this whole practice in meditation of detachment from the body is so important. It automatically allows the soul to experience the reality. A bodiless, being detached from the body, the physical, the role. Bodiless means the word less. It's like using the body less and less. It's like less and less being dependent on my physical senses. That's why in meditation we practice consciously. It's a very good way to begin meditation. Is we have an inner dialogue. We say, I, the soul, the being of light, I am listening through these ears. I am listening through these ears. I, the soul, I'm speaking through this mouth. I'm using this mouth. I, the soul, am looking through these eyes. To be aware, to be conscious. And like in that clip, he was showing the scientist there that how then the brain allows to live from inside out. The perception that are within are so important. And so this perception is so important. I, the soul. I, the soul. That's why the practice also, many of us are taking the month of January to practice. And this is the practice, being bodiless. And it's also very beautiful to experience, to practice it as I'm working in my day-to-day activity. Just take a second, bodiless. Okay, coming back again, bodiless. It's like the oxygen for the soul. It allows the soul to live constantly in reality. Today we heard words like natural, easy, and constant. So to be naturally, easily, and constantly experiencing this state of being bodiless. Last week we were discussing the mind of an angel, and we were also discussing the life of Brahma Baba and how he also had this practice, very form of being bodiless, a bodiless mind. Because bodiless is soulful. Bodiless is soulful. And soulful is blissful. And when I create this bodiless mind through the practice, I naturally then observe, which is called mind in control, rather than absorb, which is mind being controlled. So the state of a master is to just observe, just like God's mind, observe, mind in control, in the moment. Just observe this very naturally. Say, what do I have to do? Nothing. I just have to be. I just have to be present. That's it. And so a mind that is ruled by the senses will be absorbed in the expansion, will be absorbed in the detail. Some detail is good to be thinking about, but this is unnecessary detail, which is also called waste. And if that waste becomes very, very strong, it could even feel like a storm. We say storm in the mind, which means the mind is completely soaked up in that expansion. But to observe, mind in control. So in bodiless state, a mind that is bodiless just observes. And what does it absorb? It absorbs God's love. It absorbs God's powers naturally. That's what yoga is. It's just constantly, naturally, easily absorbing God's power and observing this drama, this play of life. And that's why the experience and practice of bodiless is very important. Otherwise, meditation becomes an act of processing. If the mind is absorbed in the sensory world, then when I sit to meditate, I'm just trying to process the information. And then the time is up. But when I'm bodiless, I'm completely in a state of observation. And so throughout the day, I'm just naturally just observing the play. And so when I sit in meditation, I can easily absorb. And then it's a very easy feeling to belong to the one. Like we were discussing the other day, being 0 and 1. 0 is again being bodiless, like 0. And then I get absorbed in the 1. To be absorbed, the word for that we use is man, mana, bhav. Man, mana, bhav. Be mine with your mind. Be mine with your mind. So I belong to the divine, to God, with my mind. Become bodiless. I observe the drama. I absorb God's love. So let us experience this state for a few minutes. There's a very beautiful song on Man Manabhav. It's a Sanskrit word, Man Manabhav. And there's another word called Madhyaji Bhav, which means to be at the center. To be at the center. It's not to go into extremes, very balanced mind, center. So let us listen to this song, and as we are listening to this song, let us just experience being Man Manabhav. And just forget everything else and just get absorbed in experiencing the divine. Getting absorbed in that feeling of belonging to the divine. So we'll just play that song.
you. I surrender to you. Manmana Baba, Nadia Jiva.
So all we need to do is to just rest our mind on the divine. Manmana bhav. And when we do that, the feeling that the soul feels is surrender. Surrender. Surrender to what is. Let go of what was. And have faith in what will be. Surrender to what is. Let go of what was. Have faith in what will be. This is a very awakened state, a life where I naturally experience the fullness of the soul, the fullness of the divine, and the fullness of life. And in this experience of fullness, the experience is of being a master. The awake soul, the master. A parent, naturally a master creator, a master sustainer, and a master transformer of the mind. So I create these pure, beautiful, eternal thoughts. I sustain like a parent, and I transform anything that needs to be transformed. Just like a parent has these three roles to play in the life of their children. The soul, the awake soul, is the parent of the mind, master of the mind. So creator, sustainer, and transformer. And when I develop this relationship with my mind, then naturally I'm able to also share this vibration with my family, with my colleagues, with everyone that I'm living. So this sanskar of being a master, a parent, gets activated. So then the soul will naturally start to care for everyone. caring for the self and then caring for everyone else. Om Shanti. Thank you, angels. Thank you for your time. And, appreciate every week your time and presence and all your good wishes and blessings. Would like to open up. Any thoughts anyone would like to share? Please feel free to.
Om Shanti, Saurabh bhai.
Om Shanti.
Shanti, thank you so much for another beautiful class. Really appreciate all the time that you spend in making these beautiful presentations and experiences for us. I really enjoyed the videos that you had on how science is now, proving towards how we are actually creating our own reality, and it's the thoughts that are then manifesting to create that reality. And also, I think you covered a few weeks back on neuroplasticity and how neuroscience is, like you mentioned, what we are holding on and what we are letting go. It's a fine balance about that. So how it's amazing how science and spirituality, it's almost like where science is ending, spirituality is starting. Science is now discovering that spiritual space. And I really liked the slide before as well on how, surrender to the present and let go of the past and have faith for the future. So really beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sumit. Appreciate it. Very nice. And love your background also.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Baba's little space.
Beautiful. Thank you. Very nice.
Om Shanti, Brother Saurabh. This is
Om
Ritu here.
Shanti. Shanti.
Om Shanti. Another beautiful presentation. I'm so happy that I was able to attend today. And so clearly, scientifically, it's been presented by you, which is so easy to understand. And the only thing which runs in my mind is, how do we remain constantly in this mindset? Because we hear it, we feel it's so true. As we move on with the things, these things tend to fade away somewhat unless we sit again and revive it. So constantly being in this state of mind is something which I would love to be, but it's not there yet. But this is a beautiful thing if I could do it for 24 hours.
No, very nice, Rikubel. Absolutely. Maintaining a constant stage. And sometimes I feel it comes naturally, the stage of being constant. But it's like if I just make this whole thing very simple, then something which is very simple, I can experience it constantly. And even if I'm not able to, that's fine. But sometimes I feel it's also good to just be a little lenient on the mind also. So the whole aspect of transformer. So even if I notice there are some leakages or some things that I need to transform, I just gently transform. And so if I enjoy just this process of creating, sustaining, and transforming throughout the day. So morning I create these beautiful thoughts. I sit with God in meditation and listen to spiritual messages, then sustain whole day. And in the night I transform. I just hand it over everything. And then the next day is a fresh day. It's like this process allows the soul to be constant in the efforts.
Thank you so much, Brother Saurabh. Yeah, I will, if you could forward this presentation, I would like to listen to it again and again, refreshing the knowledge, continuing with the process.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Saurabh, excellent talk. And
Thank you.
this one, the explanation of how mind is a master creator, sustainer, and transformer, really explain very good. And the analogy of roots of the tree which are invisible, and a tree which is visible, to mind which is invisible, and the senses organ which are visible. Really excellent analogy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Krishna. I appreciate.
Om Shanti. Oh, Sanitaben, do you
No,
want
no,
to go?
please go ahead, Kisumben.
Sanitaben, if you want to go?
No, no, please go ahead.
Okay. Om Shanti Sarabai. Thank you so much again. It's beautiful. All slides. I was taking the points, but I was like all taking like four or five pages now. So every slides I got the important points. So main point is, so life is balance between what I hold and what I let go. So hold on the truth, let go of illusion and unnecessary things. And now with Gyan, we know that it is my choice. So I would like to add one thing, like after we do that, we are changing mind before was a garbage bin to the mind, which is a golden vessels where God's knowledge can stay.
Beautiful.
Can we say that? We can, before, like if we put everything, not letting go, mind is a garbage. So it is our choice whether to make our mind a golden vessels where the supreme soul's knowledge can stay, we can imbibe. So and also we talk about you talk about the God's vision, like observer effect. And I really like you said, like, as are my roots, so are my wings. So roots are invisible, that are our dharana. When we get Baba's knowledge, how much we can inculcate dharana, inculcation, imbibe. More we are pure, more we get our wings, and we can fly like an angel. And so bodiless mind is a soulful mind. And we change from observing to observing. Observing means like ruled by senses. Observing mind is the master. So in that stage, we give oxygen to the soul, and also we can absorb God's power, love, whatever God is giving. We can absorb that, but we observe the drama. And awakened soul means is a parent of the mind, so we can cure the soul self and everyone. And we will be master creator, master sustainer, and master transformer of the mind. And then once we transform our mind, we can change the world. Thank you so
Beautiful.
much, Sarabhai.
Thank you, Kusum. Appreciate all your, sharings, and it's very, very nice.
Yeah, Kushal is here too. He actually put some points too, but he can say Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Kushal. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, always good to hear you. Thank you.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
Beautiful song, Kushal Beta. Very nice. I heard today.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kushal, it was amazing. I think Saurabh had put the song. Very nice. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And he composed it, he put music in it, and he sang it, and then he,
wow,
on YouTube, everything was solo. So
amazing. Yeah.
And
congratulations, John. Beautiful. Kutiramro. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, do it again and again, okay? Really proud of you.
Yeah, excellent song. And if you can share, you know, it is so relaxing and soothing. Excellent.
Thank you.
Kushal?
Yeah, Kushal, thank you so much. Thank you for the blessings.
When it was playing, I was thinking, like, I heard this song. When did I hear it?
Oh, really?
I was like,
Maybe 5,000 years ago?
Doing Manmanabhava, and I thought, okay, it's maybe?
Yeah, Bindavan 5,000 years ago, actually. That's
right? No, just a couple of days ago, Saurabhai again played it, didn't you, Saurabhai? You played it, right? One time.
Last Sunday we played.
Right. That's why I heard that, but I forgot. It was very nice, beautiful.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Ramro, but
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
A very, very beautiful presentation as usual. I liked rule your mind or it will rule you. Very beautiful, and that happiness is a way of life. You must learn to live in the moment and accept things as they are, because I think happiness is a state of mind. And nothing troubles more than our own thoughts. When we become the rulers, then we have the choice. We know what to let go and what to hold on. Because whatever you hold on to in your mind becomes the reality. So it's important not to hold on to others' sanskars, negative thoughts, and wasteful thoughts, but to hold on to our original sanskars of mercy, love, good wishes, and that's what our original sanskars of the soul are. And even I like this, that as are my roots, so are my wings. So roots being the invisible, the dharna. And the more I imbibe the dharna that Baba gives us every day in the Murli, the more I imbibe, the more my wings will grow bigger and bigger, and I'll be able to fly. And a bodiless mind is what you told us about the bodiless mind, and it was also very beautiful that it becomes an observer, and then what it observes is this the drama, and what it absorbs is Baba's love, God's love, and so that makes it easy for us to surrender to what is, let go of what was, that's past is past, and faith in what will be. So in this we experience being the master, the creator, master sustainer, and the master transformer of the mind. Thank you, very beautiful. Thank you, Sarpai.
Thank you, Nita. You covered everything so beautifully. Thank you.
So, Rabbi, very nice presentation, very thought-provoking once again, and very well laid out. The things, everything, every point that was made was very nice, very good. I especially like the observer effect, that whatever we perceive, that becomes the reality. And, you know, in order to change something, all we have to do is change our vision, change the thinking pattern, and then, you know, that's how the mind has to be trained. And in the end, I would just like to add that, okay, we always have been listening to the fact that the mind can be our greatest friend or the cruelest enemy, you know. So that's part of it. And then you very nicely explained how to surrender, let go, and have faith, you know. Thank you again very much. And Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaval Bhai. Appreciate Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
Thank you. We are so grateful for very beautiful and meaningful presentation. Every Sunday you spend so much time to guide us and give us all the wisdom which you, Baba, gave you. Thank you for that. And I like that what realities depend on what we perceive, and what we perceive depend on what we hold in our mind. And what we hold in our mind is our choice, that what we have to hold. And for that, we need to be master of our mind. And how can we be master of our mind? By connecting with God and absorb God's love and God's knowledge. So very nice step you gave. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Appreciate.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Very nice.
Om Shanti. Shanti
Shanti,
Sarovar.
Rekha Ben.
Beautiful presentation as usual. Beautiful slides. And I like the one, the slide about making the invisible visible. And I like what you said about the mind shapes the reality. And every day we are writing the story of ourselves, of our lives. So enjoy every step of the way and make every moment precious and live the life for today and have complete faith and get rid of all the negatives and wastes and just live happily. And I love the meditation. It was beautiful. The bodiless meditation was great with that music. I love that the couple, the beautiful music makers. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Shanti. Yeah, it's a very beautiful. It's a desert rose.
Yes, yes. We saw them live at Peace Village. Peace Village. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Very
Saurabh,
soothing.
is it possible to share that song in our group?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Send the link. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
They make beautiful music. Yeah. Very soothing, very easy to meditate on. Thank you, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. It's a very beautiful Saurabhai, and excellent song that really take you down to the Baba, And the other thing I would like to definitely share about from this presentation, that we are trying to get the garbage of lot of things, but we do not see within us that how much garbage we are holding, and that is the most important thing, that get rid of the all garbages and, attach with the pure Baba. And that's I got out of this. Thank you so much. It was a very nice presentation, Chaurabai. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very nice.
Om Shanti Saurabhai.
Shanti Purnima Ben.
Very beautiful session as always. I love today's this. The reality you see right now is the reality you hold in your mind, and it can be changed at any time. Yeah, that I love so much. And also you said that awake mind is in its touch with reality. Yeah, there's so many beautiful points and beautiful slides. And thank you so much, Saurabhai.
Thank you, Purnima Ben. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Any other inspirations?
ओम शांति भाई जी।
ओम शांति।
बहुत अच्छा क्लास। पहली बात तो लास्ट में जो मेडिटेशन स्पेशल के सॉन्ग के साथ था वो तो अमेजिंग था। दूसरी थी मैं मास्टर हूँ अपनी माइंड की, और जो कुछ भी है हैप्पीनेस फ्यूचर की बात नहीं है, अभी की है। प्रेजेंट में जो हूँ वो चीज, कोई भी चीज को होल्ड नहीं करनी है, जस्ट फ्लो करके देना है। हर चीज को जो भी आपके सामने आता है आते देना है और फ्लो होते रहना है। थैंक यू बाबा, थैंक यू भाई जी। ब्यूटीफुल क्लास, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू Bindu. Appreciate it.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, I was listening to all that and I was thinking about Kusho's songs. Like everything is inside. It is in the mind, how we react and what we keep. And that is like, that's how I remember his song so well. I said, beautifully he presented, and your presentation is always just amazing. पता नहीं कितनी मेहनत करते हो, कहाँ से टॉपिक ढूंढ के और कैसे उनको इकट्ठा करके हमारे दिमाग में डालने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. Now we need to practice what we need to keep in the mind and what we need to let it go. That is the hard part. Like I like the surrender what it is right now. Just जैसे हम मुरली में हमेशा कहते हैं बाबा पे छोड़ दो, बाबा बैठे हैं ना, सब वो करने वाले तो वही हैं, करन करावनहार वो है. So surrender and let go whatever happened before, क्योंकि उसको होल्ड करने से कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला और दुख ही देता है अगर कुछ पुराना याद करो जो ठीक नहीं है. और so have faith in what will be. So I really like the whole presentation, but yes, I need to unclutter my mind and let go what's not unnecessary and just hold on to what really need in my mind. तो practice उसी पे करनी है. Thank you so much, Saurabh bhai. Really appreciate.
Thank
Om
you.
Shanti.
Even I have to practice the same to keep holding on to the truth. We're all in the same boat. Yeah.
Oh no, you are the pilot guiding us.
No, I'm also learning with all of everyone. I'm just learning. It just helps me to learn more. That's it. Yeah. It's just Baba guiding us.
Pilot like Dadi Janki.
Janki, yeah. Right.
Yesterday's class, yeah.
First, she was a pigeon, then a parrot.
Yeah, and a puppet, and then
Shiloh pen.
pilot.
Beautiful Shiloh pen's class. Yeah. Thank you. Any other inspirations? We see Rajesh Bhai, Naresh Bhai also join us. Leela Mata ji bhi hai. Om Shanti.
ओम शांति. सौरभ भाई समझ तो इतना ही आया, वो मैं बता देती हूँ. ब्यूटीफुल फ्लाइट थी और अपना संडे की ब्यूटीफुल और मीटिंग अच्छी है और सॉन्ग बहुत अच्छा लगा. और एक ये भी बाबा कहते हैं वो मेडिटेशन करो और जो अपने दिमाग में गलत चीजें गार्बेज है वो निकालते चलो और एक बाबा को याद करो और अपने को शांति का अनुभव करो और खुशी महसूस करो और पुरानी चीजें जो तुम्हें दुख दे रही है वो छोड़ देनी चाहिए, याद नहीं रखनी चाहिए. पर मेरे को यही समझ आया.
नहीं, बिल्कुल सही समझ आया. यही.
ओम शांति.
ओम शांति. Very nice. यही था भी. Very nice. Thank you. And we have can hear from. Did we hear from everyone? Rajesh Bhai, Naresh Bhai also joined. Sister Joy, don't know, Sister Joy, take rest. She's maybe, body if needs some more rest. Yeah.
Om Shanti. No, I'll share. I'll share. I'm not feeling as dizzy right now. Because really this took me back to unity. And what I mean by that is just it's spiritual truths. I mean, when I realized when you started talking with this seminar, what I had said in the last about transformation, through transformation, we become one. But I had forgotten that it all started, for me, 30 years ago, with positive affirmations. That's what unity believes in, positive affirmations, and that's what they taught. So, and in fact, it got started because Myrtle Fillmore she had contracted an inherited disease, polio, and but she had heard a talk, went somewhere and heard a talk, and this person, I think it was Emma Tompkins, but I can't remember for sure, had said that we are a child of God, and that we are perfect, whole, and holy. Because I'm a perfect child of God, I do not inherit sickness. And so she took just that truth, and for 2 years went off and did her own meditating and she was in her 40s then she lived to be in her 90s. And so I had really kind of forgotten, like, the transformation can't happen until I have, it's like the substance. It's like I'm thinking, like, it's like I'm immersed in the truths, in the spiritual truths. Always holding on to that. So that has to be there. And that's always been my message as far as transformation. The soul knows how to transform. That's what the soul does. And for me, it's just always naturally done it. Like, I didn't read how it does it. It just happened because I held these truths, in my mind. I'm a child of God. Charles Fillmore, he would say, align your mind with the mind of God. So if I'm experiencing something that is not, love and peace, like, what mind am I aligned with? God's mind, or and then another spiritual truth, for unity is always that there's only one presence and one power in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And so these affirmations, again, it's realized, like, that's where it started. I had to have that belief. I had to believe in God. Before the soul can just continue to evolve and move forward and transform. So it's so simple. It's so simple to hold on to we know it in our mind, but why don't we just do it? That's then once we truly believe it. We have to believe what your spiritual truth is with all your heart, all your soul. And then everything else will just unfold. Thank you, Brother Sarah.
Beautiful, Sister Joy. Thanks for sharing. Beautiful.
That's true. With total faith, surrender to the divine. Yeah, very beautiful.
Very nice. Do we have Naresh Bhai, Rajesh Ben, also from India? Any other thoughts anyone would like to add? Sonam Ben, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sir Bhai.
Om Shanti.
I had a Murli point that I really liked from today's Murli. Baba said, your stage of ascending becomes instrumental in taking the world into its elevated stage. So meaning our effort also inspires others to go into elevated stage. So that's what I wanted to share.
Very nice.
Hope you're doing well. Om Shanti.
Yes, thank you, Ben. Thank you.
Saurabh is doing that. Yeah, he's celebrated. He's trying to make us also. Right.
Baba is making everything work. So yeah, but thank you. Appreciate it. Great. We have a few blessings for everyone. This is for Sonam Ben. Your natural nature of remaining loving and detached builds an imperishable bridge between your heart and God's.
Oh.
Thank you. Sister Joy, by serving with a true heart, you attract an ocean of blessings, a golden future, and most precious of all, the love of God.
Oh, very nice. Beautiful.
Kiran Ben, by deepening your love for God with every breath, you strengthen the power to change with every step.
Thank you so much, beautiful Saurabhai. Thank you.
Thank you. Kishore Bhai, you are a pure soul whose inner beauty blossoms in the awareness of how loved you are by God.
Thank you. I'll let him know he's not around. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Kusumben, God's love reinforces your capacity to remain still and calm, a healing state that can cut through webs of confusion and restore peace in the mind.
Thank you so much, Om Shanti. Thank you.
This is for Nrupesh Bhai. God's love awakens within you genuine feelings of kindness that find expression in quiet acts of benevolence.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you, Nrupesh Bhai.
Thank you.
And Kushal Bhai, in God's love, your inner beauty blossoms with the awareness of how loving, loved, and lovable you are.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
Thank you, beautiful
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Krishna Bhai, God's love transforms you into a healer of hearts, touching others through your vision of acceptance and feelings of mercy.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Thank you.
Saurabh.
Thank you, Krishna Bhai. And Neeta Ben, God's love polishes you into a living diamond with a heart that is perfect in love and flawless in appreciating others. That's so true.
Thank you, Saurabh.
And Virendra Bhai, your heart is decorated with the brilliance of God's company that can be seen through the radiance of your sweet nature. Very
Thank you.
true.
He's on the call. I'll tell him.
Thank
you.
Thank you. And Saroj Ben, like your father, you are a truly royal soul who fills every breath with pure feelings of benevolence.
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you, brother.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And Kaval Bhai, your heart is molded gently and patiently by the hands of God into a perfect vessel to hold the light of truth.
Thank you so much. It's very nice. Thank you, Om Shanti. Thank you.
Bindu Ben, you are a wise soul who entrusts their heart to the divine care, such that every breath, word, and deed is colored by peace.
Thank you, Baba. Beautiful blessings. Thank you.
And Anil Bhai, by remaining immersed in the ocean of peace, you become calm to the core, enabling you to serve as a sanctuary of peace for others.
Thank you. Thank you, Bhai.
Thank you, Anil Bhai. Kaise, how are you, Anil Bhai?
I'm fine, thank you. Absolutely fine.
Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, ready to go work, so in hurry.
Oh, acha, acha. Thank you. Purnima Ben, deeply valued by God, you are a peaceful soul who converts the self-respect within into a source of love for all.
Thank you, Saurabh.
And this is for Divakar Bhai and kids. Completely healed by the eternal surgeon, you radiate with the beauty of a peaceful mind and a generous heart.
Thank you so much, Saurabh.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Suparna Ben, your heart remains full, not with regrets for the past, but with the value of the present and the purity of God's love.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shanti. And Leela Mataji, you are a constant companion of truth, enabling you to grow beyond that which is temporary and root in that which is eternal.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Saurabh.
आप हमेशा सत्य के संग में रहते हैं, तो जिससे आप जो इटर्नल है उसकी कंपनी में हमेशा रहते हैं.
Very nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. और बच्चों और रविंद्र भाई और मंजीत बहन के लिए है, within you is such a deep beauty that can reveal the personality of God. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And Meena Ben, your open heart provides accommodation to those needing peace, refuge to those needing mercy, inspiration to those needing courage, and the attention of God.
Thank you so much, Saurabh bhai.
Very,
Thank you,
very
Baba.
nice. Thank you. Manoj Bhai, by taking time to enjoy moments of solitude, you make time your friend and God your eternal companion.
Thank you so much, Saurabh bhai. He's with the Dev, so I will convey. Thank you so much. Thank you,
And
Baba.
this is for Dev. By remaining loyal to the royal within you and close to the King of Kings, you develop a future in which self-respect rules.
Thank you. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much, Saurabh bhai.
Thank you. And Rekha Ben, in the cocoon of God's love, you transform doubts into hope, regrets into understanding, and past into a golden future.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Your seat is reserved.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. And Bhartesh Bhai, your heart overflows with a pure love from God, a gift that can soothe the minds of others and heal the heart of the world.
Thank you.
And Adi, transformed by your close connection to God, you have developed manners of kindness that restore grace to the world.
He's listening.
Did you hear that, Adi?
सुन रहे हैं रेखा बहन सुन रहे हैं
Oh, beautiful. Oh,
Adi,
so
look.
peaceful.
There's blessings for you, Adi.
Oh, it's so peaceful.
Yeah. And the fleece is also all white, so
Yeah.
He's looking at you.
He looks like a stuffed animal, though. He
Yeah,
doesn't look
it's true.
real.
Exactly.
He looks like a toy.
Yeah, looks like a soft toy.
Soft toy.
Look how he's watching you.
Oh.
So beautiful, Rekha Ben. Very nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Adi.
Say hi.
She got a gold mine. She there.
Say hello.
Hello, Adi.
Time for him to eat, that's why.
But it's very quiet, in
Yeah,
spite.
very content.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So the vibes are of contentment, so.
Yeah.
All your classes are working on him too.
No, he's inspiring. He's inspiring us.
आदि सबको थैंक यू बोल रहे हैं
I can tell you they are so pure, because I remember when we used to have a Oreo, he passed away, and when I'm meditating in the God's room, he sits next to me on my back. Okay. Always, wherever he is, he just comes there and sit on my back, and until I finish my meditation, he just stays right there.
They say the most faithful animal, And one for Saurabh also, please.
Yeah, Zarur. It says, in stillness, your heart can accept God's vision that you are a special, precious, and eternal being of brilliant light and lightness.
Very nice.
Wow, very nice.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
That's what really is for you. It's true.
Yes.
Very
True.
Yes.
Great. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family.
Thank you, everybody.
so
Thank you, Saurabh.
One for you, brother. One for you, brother.
हाँ नहीं
for
मैंने पढ़ दिया actually वो last वाला
Just read it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Saurabh.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Saurabh,
Take care.
for taking
Take care,
that time.
everyone. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you.
Stay
Thank
safe,
you.
stay
Have a
healthy,
blessed day,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. Thank you, sir.
Nice snowy morning here, Kiran
Oh,
Ben.
Oh,
oh.
yeah, that's right. It's little snowy
You
here.
missing the snow, Kiran Ben?
It's heavy snow here.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
Yes.
Oh.
bright, the
Take
sunny.
It
care.
started at 9, I think it was 9:30 or something like that. And it's already like 2.5 inches.
Wow.
Oh.
It's not that much here. It's just
And still
light,
snowing.
very light.
Allah.
Take
I
care,
think
everyone.
Washington has
Thank
been
you.
milder.
Om
winter.
Shanti.
Om
Om
Shanti. Thank
Shanti.
you for the quote also. Thank you.
Thank you,
Oh,
Saurabh,
you're
for the
welcome.
story and all the
Thank you,
blessings.
all of you. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.